Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Lori Steiner. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, dealing with a loved one with dementia, we'll meet a woman with an inventive idea for assistance. Then, we'll encourage you to march forth and take care of your teeth. We'll find out where volunteer work is really play. Plus, we'll prescribe patterns to prevent falls. And if you do slip and fall when you're out and about, is the business to blame? We'll find out.
It's time to get geoing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. The Cleveland Leadership Center knows how to rev up our city by turning to its people and asking for ideas on ways to improve it. The result is Accelerate 2018. Citizens Make Change, and Ursula Catone and Tonya Porras have joined us today to tell us about it. Ursula is the Executive Vice President of Citizens Bank, a sponsor of Accelerate, and Tonya was a presenter in the event. So welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you.
So Ursula, what is Accelerate?
So it's like Shark Tank, but where people are particularly nice and helpful in getting an idea pressed forward. It's a civic pitch program that allows people to bring forward, and it's individuals, not businesses or organizations, but to bring forward their ideas to make our community better.
All right, sounds wonderful. So does everyone who enters end up making some type of a presentation?
Yeah, so this year we had 78 submissions that we received at the end of last year. And from those submissions, we selected 25 people to go forward to the program that took place on February 21st. From that 25, each of those 25 make a presentation in small groups, and then the 5 finalists, one from each of the final groups, is the ones that present to the large group in the auditorium.
To come up with one major winner?
To come up with one major winner, correct.
Are there prizes that come with it?
There are. So the finalists each receive $2,000, but the winner receives $5,000 to help get their idea off the ground.
Plus, they're making contacts with all kinds of people in the community who might be able to help them out anyway.
Absolutely.
So, Tonya, you were a presenter in the health and wellness category. Tell us about what your idea is.
Correct. So my idea is called Gloria's Way, which is named in honor of my mother, Gloria, who is currently battling with Alzheimer's. Basically, I'm looking to create a community-based nonprofit organization that provides navigation services to families caring for someone with memory loss. There are so many great programs and services currently out there. But when you're facing a diagnosis such as Alzheimer's, you often find yourself to be overwhelmed and can't even fathom to understand where to even begin to look for resources.
Right, absolutely.
And sort of that's where Gloria's Way comes in. We are looking to provide, through our navigation system, we will be able to provide a local resource that will connect the dots to resources and programs that are available not only to help you to learn more about them, but also to assist in actually accessing them.
Wow.
So our plan is to focus on education and support and wellness services, but we also recognize the importance of socialization programs, so we're going to focus on those as well.
Okay. So is this going to be kind of a website resource list kind of a thing?
Yes, in the sense that we do plan to have a very robust resource and referral page, but we actually also plan to work directly in the communities with families. We're not trying to reinvent a wheel here, but we recognize that we feel that it is important, although it is important to create a roadmap, it's also just as important to help them navigate through it. Mm-hmm. So one way we do plan to do this is through working with each family to provide or to create individualized care plans that best suits the family's needs. And ultimately, the primary goals of Gloria's Way are to ease the burden, enhance the quality of life, and simply just make sure that every family we work with is not alone in this journey, and that we are here to support them.
Wow. judging from this idea, you must have really had your hands full in trying to pick the best types of ideas for the Cleveland area.
Yeah, it was incredibly powerful, the number of really passionate people there with fantastic ideas. I think everyone in the audience had a very difficult time selecting from the 5 finalists. And for me, I'm very involved in the community. I care a lot about this, and Citizens Bank, which also supports that. Part of our mission is to help customers, colleagues, and communities reach their potential, and this opportunity is exactly smack in the middle of that, which has been fantastic.
So, Tonya, how has it worked out for you? Are you still pursuing this plan?
Absolutely. I'm still moving forward. And although I didn't win, just the experience of being in Accelerate and the number of great people that I met, it was almost as good as winning.
Oh, all right. Great. Thank you both. We live in a great area, and it can only get better with the help of individuals with innovative ideas like Tonya and the support of great organizations like the Cleveland Leadership Center and businesses like Citizens Bank. This is the program from this year's Accelerate. We're looking forward to next year's already. And thanks to all of these people and organizations for helping us to inspire a new group next year.
For more information about Accelerate Cleveland, call the Cleveland Leadership Center at 216-592-2400 or log on to www.cleveleads.org. Next, she took time to take care of her teeth. But first, the Academy Awards are this evening, and many Golden Oscars will be given. But back during World War II, those grand statuettes weren't golden. What were the Oscars made of during wartime? We'll open the envelope with the answer when we return.
I'm Dr. Stephanie Christian of Timeless Laser and Skincare. We help men and women achieve healthy, radiant skin at any age. Because when you feel good about how you look, it changes everything.
The all-new TrueSculpt 3D is a revolutionary non-invasive body sculpting technology that diminishes fat. We can now offer our patients impressive results and comfort throughout the procedure. Get the look you want with TrueSculpt 3D.
Visit us in Westlake or at timelesslaserskin.com.
During the Second World War, metal was scarce, so the Oscars that were awarded were made of wood.
Today, March 4th, we want to encourage you to march forth and see your dentist so you can have a beautiful smile. That's what Louise Formica did, and her forward thinking has had her smiling for the past 11 years, thanks to help from dentist Steve Marsh. Louise and Steve are here to share the details, so welcome to both of you.
Thanks, Laurie.
Thanks.
So Louise, I'll start with you. What brought you to Dr. Marsh?
Okay, so the first thing that I see when I look at a person is their lips and their smile and their teeth. So I was getting older, I was looking for a new job, so I wanted to improve my smile. So I saw Dr. Marsh on Golden Opportunities, and I gave him a call.
All right, so what happened when you first met with him?
We chatted. We went through different ways to change my smile. He started out with maybe you could whiten them and then work, you know, like maybe your top teeth or your bottom teeth. And then he let me think about it, and then I came back and decided what we were going to do.
All right. So, Steve, what did you do to help out Louise's smile?
Well, first of all, she's such a lovely person, and she, as she said, she's looking for, and that happens to us all the time, that people are looking for a new position, that sort of thing. So again, we always look at the options. I need to know what's important to her before we jump in. We know what we can do. And so we looked at different options, and as she said, we started with the upper arch. And here's a picture, and you can actually see, do you remember this, Louise? This was 11 or 12 years ago. And the teeth had rotated, which happens with all of us as we mature. She had had some old crowns. You can see that on the viewer's left side. And you had some old silver fillings, Louise. They had held up for a while. It was time to change those out. So in the back part of the mouth, we used all porcelain. Those are porcelain crowns, and in the front we did upper porcelain veneers. And you can see, Lori, and as Louise sees here, it's a very nice uniform arch smile.
For sure.
So, as Louise said, we started in the upper arch. We ultimately did the lowers too, and the teeth were irregular. They had turned yellow, as happens when we all age. or mature. And so we wanted to give her a smile line, and the upper determined that. Now, here's what's really interesting, Lori. Over the years, Louise, did you have braces as a kid? I can't remember.
No, I didn't. No. That's why they look like that.
And it happens with people too, by the way.
I had braces and my teeth turned.
Yeah, so the teeth sort of have a memory. So in people who've had braces, sometimes they move and migrate. In Louise's case, she said she didn't. And again, you can look at braces and that sort of thing as an option, but it still wouldn't have restored the teeth. And they had had fillings, as you can see, they had broken down. So once again, in the front 6 teeth, we were able to do porcelain veneers. We talk about them a lot here. And then in the back, we did these posterior crowns. Again, today, we don't really use any metal in our practice. So we were able to give her a smile that matched upper and lower and broader. Here we are 11 or 12 years later.
All right. So, Louise, what did you think about your then, your after then, and your after now?
It's like this is your life. No, it's good. It's good to see. And I really do love my teeth. I haven't regretted doing them for 1 minute ever. So.
Okay, and you've kept them nice. How did she do that, Dr. Marsh?
Really important. So all these years later, every 4 to 6 months, Louise comes in, we check them, we get her teeth cleaned. Sometimes there's some stain, but her hygiene's magnificent. She does a beautiful job. A lot of times, Lori, we can fix something up, and if people don't maintain them, it's like everything else in your life, your house, your car, you need to maintain it. So she's been very good about it. And I think we've made a friend for life with Louise. It's really gratifying to us.
Well, thanks for being on the show.
Oh, you're so welcome.
1, 2, 3, March 4th, towards a smile you're going to love. And for help, give Steve a call. His number's next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, Redcoats to the rescue. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Ready to research your family's roots? Then register for Opening the Door to Family History at the Western Reserve Historical Society. The class takes place March 10th and covers the beginning steps to uncovering info about your ancestors. To learn more, call 216-721-5722, extension 1509, or visit www.wrhs.org.
The stars at Playhouse Square aren't only on stage. They also take your ticket, show you to your seat, and offer assistance in many different ways. Want to see these stars shine? Just look for their red coats. Gina Glorioso Rendell is the volunteer manager at Playhouse Square, and she's here with Red Coat volunteer Linda Borsak to tell us how volunteers take center stage in making Playhouse Square run smoothly. So welcome both of you to the show. So Gina, anybody who's been to Playhouse Square for the great plays and things that are put on there knows the Red Coat volunteering experience, right?
Yes, that's true. The Redcoats have been around since the early 80s. And we love to have them around. We have 1,850 Redcoats currently. And we love to say that the Redcoats are the first smiling face that greet our guests. And they do a variety of tasks for us, like scanning tickets and seating guests and assisting people with physical challenges.
Okay, so how does somebody get cast as one of the volunteers?
Sure, we have an application on our website, and anyone can go and fill one out. And then after they filled one out, we send them an email with further information and follow it up with a phone call from a current volunteer. And that person will talk them through the process and also tell them what it's being like to be a volunteer and ask if they have any questions. After that, we bring them in for an orientation and training session, and finally we'll assign them to a team and get them on the schedule.
All right, so they're on the schedule. So Linda, you're on the schedule. How did you decide to volunteer?
My husband and I have always volunteered over the years for many organizations, and we've also been patrons of the theater. And so we thought this time in our lives, when we have a little bit of extra time, it was time to give back. And I was going to do it by myself with a girlfriend, and I was telling my husband about it. He said, let's do it together. So
well, good for him.
Yeah, so we do it together.
All right, and what's it been like for you?
It's been great. It's been a really good experience. We get to see a lot of the same patrons who have season tickets, so it's nice to see them. We're not assigned usually the same. He does wheelchair. It's a great service that Playhouse offers. So he brings wheelchair people in. I usually do ticketing or seating of people. So it's really nice to see the people and their smiling faces. And
So what is your schedule actually like?
We work on Thursday evenings, and that night worked best for us. We work about every 2 to 3 weeks. We arrive about an hour and a half before the show starts, and we're there until the end, till the show's over and all the patrons have gone home.
Do you get to see the shows?
Yes, we do. We do get to see the shows. It's very nice.
There you go. That's an extra bonus.
Yes, it's a nice perk. It's a nice perk.
Did you get to see every show every couple of weeks? It changes out, and you get to see most of them?
Yeah, sometimes we get to see them twice. But it's great. We've seen a variety of shows, musical talent, comedians. It's a wide variety that's offered.
Okay. And Gina, how does it work, you know, if Linda has to call off sick or something one time?
Yeah, our system is very flexible, so if ever there's a time when you're scheduled and you can't make it, you just let us know and we cancel you, and then you can pick any time or day that you can make it up. It's also a really great time for people to work extra shows if there's something they're interested in, or if they want to pick up extra hours. People can come in for all kinds of them. And then I think one of the greatest benefits that I always hear from people is the sense of community they get from being a Redcoat. We have so many people who've gained lifelong friends and go out to dinner before or after their shifts with their friends. And we also have a lot of families and multi-generational households who volunteer together. I just heard about a grandmother, a mother, and 2 daughters who are all Redcoats.
Oh my, okay. Well, keep it all in the family then.
Yeah, that's right.
It sounds like it's a great job and a great help to the Playhouse Square.
It is.
Redcoat volunteers at Playhouse Square demonstrate that not all of the action occurs on the stage. One is suit up and join them, then use the information that's coming up next. My thanks to Gina and Linda for letting us shine a spotlight, in fact, on them today.
To learn more about the Redcoat volunteers, call Playhouse Square at 216-771-4444 or click to www.playhousesquare.org. Up next, vital advice for staying vertical. It's time to get up and go, an exercise segment on golden opportunities.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and we're here today to show you how to do a donkey kick. This is an excellent exercise. It's not only going to work and strengthen that lower back area, but also it's going to build the glutes. You ready?
I need this.
Let's do it. All right, we're going to start on all fours. Here in the studio, we have our exercise mats. You at home, go ahead and grab a spot on the floor. We want our hands to be shoulder width apart. Our knees should be about the same. What we're looking for here is we're going to bring our knees straight in, and then we're going to try to keep a 90-degree bend as we bring it straight up and out. Perfect, okay? So we're going to bring it in and then up and out. We want 12 to 15 repetitions. Let's go ahead. We can switch and try the other side. In and out. All right, how you feeling, Lori?
Really good.
Looks good. All right, Lori's doing a slightly easier version of this.
I need a slightly easier version of this.
There you go. Those beginners at home, this is a way that you can build that muscle and still strengthen the same area, okay? 12 to 15, 2 to 3 times a week. And now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 6105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124.
To be free from falls, you first have to plan and prepare. Shalom Plotnik has joined us to feature facts that can help prevent falls. Shalom is the owner of the Cleveland area office of Right at Home.
Good to be with you, Lori.
So what kind of plan are you proposing that we prepare?
The thought is that if we think in advance of where the fall might happen, and we know statistically where that's going to be, then we can maybe make a little bit of adjustments. Nothing big, you know, but sometimes even just picking up a little throw rug or putting on some better footwear or keeping some of the spills picked up could make a difference between staying on our feet and going down.
Okay, so you talk about 3 different areas. Personally, you can do things in the environment, and things to modify the home. So let's talk more in depth about what you can do personally.
So personally, it's about balance. If there's an exercise you enjoy, let's do more of that. It's not just endurance, but it's range of motion. It's things that can help us to stay a little bit more upright. Maybe looking out a little bit farther versus down to where we're going.
And have your docs check out your medication too, right? That's number 2 on our list.
You can definitely see drug interactions that can take you down.
Okay, and maybe support like a cane or a walker.
Oh, there's so many different choices, and we have some excellent DME companies in the community. But yes, lots of different things that we can do.
Okay, and then you need to look at your own personal habits. You mentioned a shoe before, so you got a story about that, right?
Well, that was the last time I fell. So I just kicked the shoes off, went to sleep, got up because I had a call of nature, and I tripped over the shoes that I had put there because they weren't supposed to be there. And so even little things like a dog toy. And when I do the talks in the community, like at the libraries that are coming up, it's not a doom and gloom. It's really interactive. But the idea is that maybe if there's one tip that I can pick up, well, that could save somebody a trip to the ER.
Okay, and you've also made a list about having a safe environment. I'm sure shoes not next to the bed like that is part of that. So what else?
That would be an example. But it could even be as simple as having like a night light or a remote controlled light so that when you're moving, the sensor tips it off. So now I can see where I'm going to, for example, get to the commode. Or someplace I have to go quickly.
Or by the steps.
Right, exactly. Lights on the stairs, always, right. Even sometimes having a strip which makes a difference in color. You know, why does the white lip of the tub have to be over the white floor? Maybe I can put like a dark colored reflective strip there and make
what an idea.
Right, simple things.
Yeah, and you said at one of your speaking engagements, a lady was falling out of bed. So what were tips for her?
So some of the things that she was really concerned with, besides obviously getting where she needs to go quickly, were being able to, she couldn't necessarily always get her glasses, but she could have a pole. She actually had been a ballerina. She could slide her hand along the barre bar to get to where she needed to go, just by feel versus by, that was an example of something that, it was a plan that worked for her.
Okay, any other modifications to the home that would be helpful?
All kinds of things. There's so many. But one example might be having a zero entry or a barrier-free way to get into the shower, or maybe a transfer bench to go over, or a tub cut to go through, or because once you're starting to pick your leg up and even higher to go up over and in, maybe into the shower stall, that's going to be a place. There's water on the floor, towels. There's right.
And you've got more
grab bars.
You've got more speaking engagements coming up to help, right?
I do.
Okay, we got them on the air
we
here.
We love to talk at area churches, synagogues, mosques. It's something that we enjoy doing.
So you're going to be seen at these places that are on the screen. So come out.
Please come out and join us.
Get some more information. The advice is easy. The execution takes some effort. Put Shalom Plotkin's tips into practice, and you just may find yourself free from falls. And for more help, use the information that's coming up next.
Find out more by calling Right at Home at 216-752-2222 or click to www.ohioseniorcare.net. Next, the laws about falls.
I developed a hearing loss, and so I called Jane and said, I'm having problems hearing on the telephone. So sure enough, I needed hearing aids.
My sons, daughters, I kept saying, what places I go, like international trips, I want to be able to hear. There's nothing better than hearing a lion roar, monkeys howler, monkeys screeching in the morning. So that's what I really enjoy, the sounds, the sights.
Call 440-205-8848.
Many families do not have the ability or training to address the needs of elderly family members. When that happens, sometimes the only option is a nursing home. But what happens when the nursing home fails to properly take care of its patients? Today to talk about that is personal injury attorney John Gundy. Say, hey, John, welcome to the show.
Hi, Lori.
Things have really changed in this area, haven't they?
Yes, it used to be that these cases weren't taken by attorneys. They weren't viewed as being economically viable, and that's because most people in nursing homes are in poor health. They have little or no income capacity. They have a low life expectancy. So attorneys used to be reluctant to take those cases. But now, especially as the population has aged, people realize that these people are entitled to a good quality of life, and now juries are willing to make them pay.
That's good. So can you tell us about some of the common areas for nursing home neglect or abuse where that happens?
Sure. One common area is bed sores. A lot of these people are bedridden, so it's very important for them to be moved on a regular basis. so they don't develop bed sores, and also to be checked on a regular basis. So if a bed sore does appear, that it's treated quickly before it becomes a serious problem.
Yeah, and that can be very serious. So what else?
Another common area is falls. Especially people with dementia, they really shouldn't be left unattended for long periods of time. They need help with ambulations, so it's very important for the nursing home to take steps to make sure that they are properly monitored so these falls don't occur.
Okay, yeah. We just heard some more about falls just previously, too. So another area on your list is failure to provide prompt medical care.
Yes, a lot of people who are in nursing homes have several, sometimes serious medical conditions, and sometimes these conditions can come to a point where they need to be hospitalized. So it's very important for these conditions to be monitored on a regular basis and for prompt medical care to be given to them, especially if they need hospitalization. Failure to do so can result in serious injury or sometimes even death.
Oof, yeah. So, and what's last on your list?
Last is just outright abuse. Most people who work in nursing homes are wonderful people, but not all. It's very important for the nursing home to make sure that they protect residents from physical or sexual abuse by their employees. They have to make sure they have the proper training and the proper background to work in nursing homes.
All right, wow, great tips today. I think we can all agree that the best way to avoid any of these things happening to your loved one is to stay involved in their care and visit them as often as possible to make sure they are getting the quality of care that they deserve. And when neglect or abuse occurs, call a personal injury attorney like John Gundy to hold them accountable.
Call Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, we'll take you through time-tested estate planning techniques when you and your Then, when you and your mate are feeling down in the dumps, we'll detail how to dig out of your marriage doldrums. And we have answers to common Medicaid questions. But until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
If you'd like to join our kitchen conversation, visit our website, www.goldenopportunities.tv. Like us on Facebook. Call us at 440-742-GO-TV or email us at kitchen@goldenopportunities.tv. We'd love to hear from you.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.